How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I want to show you how to play a cool Mark Knopfler riff, the riff from Money for Nothing. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. Alright, so this, like a big thing that makes it sound the way that it sounds, is the way that Knopfler plays with his fingers. You can play this with a pick, but it sounds so much better playing with your fingers, and in a lot of ways I believe is easier. So we're going to start off, we've just got this D5 power chord, so I'm here on the 5th fret of the D string with my first finger, and the 7th fret of the G string with my third finger. And we're going to play that, so I'm just using my thumb and my first and second finger. So right now I'm just using my first and second finger to pluck the D and the G string. So we're going to start this off, we play that twice, we do it 3 times. We do it as beats 1 and 2 and then the downbeat of 3. So like 1, 2, 3, and then on the and of 3, we're going to just, how I like to do it is I just keep my first finger barred, and then I use my third finger to come up here to 7, because the next chord is there where you're just barring the D and the G string. So then you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on the and of 4 we're going to change. So on the and of 4, I'm just going to take my middle finger and I'm going to bring it up here to the 6th fret of the B string. But since I've got my finger of already barring here, I get the 5th fret of the G string. And then we hit that on the and of 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now that is tied to, so that's the and of 4. So it's tied to beat 1 of the second measure. So we're going to let that keep ringing, but we're going to pluck the D string. So it's going to be the 5th fret, because again you got your first finger barred here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then on the downbeat of 2, we hit that first G5 power chord again. So that's on the downbeat of 2, and then on the and of 2, we do where we're barring 5 and 5. So we hit that on the and of 2, and then the downbeat of 3. So it's, then we're going to move down to the 3rd fret. So we're barring the D and the G string there. We hit that on the and of 3. Then on the downbeat of 4, we hit the open D string, and then the and of 4. The open D and G string. So that's like the first 2 measures of the riff. Okay, then on the next measure, we have just a little on the downbeat of 1, just a little percussive note, so it doesn't really matter which string you hit, just whatever's easy, easier for you. It doesn't have to be just a single string, just to kind of get that, sound in there. And then on the downbeat of 2, we hit the open D and G string again, and that's tied to the downbeat of 3. And then on the end of 3, we go back to the 3rd fret, D and G string, and then 2 mute strums for 4 and. Okay, then on measure 4, we're going to do a regular B flat power chord. So first finger on the 1st fret of the A string, and then I just use my 3rd finger to pick up the 3rd fret of the D string, and my 4th finger pick up the 3rd fret of the G string. We're going to hit that on 1, and then we slide up to 3. So when we hit that, it's not counted into the timing. It's that small note. If you look on the note, it's like a smaller size note, and then the font looks different. It has like, kind of parentheses around it. Whatever, we're going to hit that. So it's like 1, if you you kind of feel it, but if you think about it like one E and one E and 2, 3, and then we're going to slide back down, so it's like, and then we end with the D and G string open. So that's the first 4 measures. That's like half of the entire sequence. So right now Guitar Control is giving away this really cool free chord chart. There's a link down in the description where you can get yours. It has every chord you could ever need all neatly compiled onto one sheet, and it's in PDF format, so you can download it, you can print it off, you can put a copy in your gig bag, put a copy where you practice. So just whatever situation you're in, you can have any chord you need at a glance, and it's a free download. Okay, so then starting on the 5th measure, we're back up to where we started here on that G5, and again we've got that kind of a mute on 1, on the downbeat of 1, and then we come in on 2, and then on the downbeat of 3 we hit just the D string. And of 2, 5th and 5th fret here, so that's the C5 over G. And then back to the G5 for 4 and. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Then on measure 6, we're going to start off, we're going to hit the D string again, we're still on the 5th fret, and the 7th fret of the G string is still ringing. And now we're going to pick up the 8th fret of the B string. So I just use my 4th finger here. All we're doing, we're just going 5, 8. We're just picking up the octave. And then on the and of 2, we hit the G5 again. The downbeat of 3. Move down where it's just the 5th and 5th. So it's all 8th notes. It's just kind of strange where it's coming in because it's coming in on the and of 2. And 3 and down to the 3rd fret. And 3 and 4 and D and G string open. So. Okay, now on measure, what would that be? Measure 7. Measure 7 is very, very similar to measure 3. We start off with that mute, open, D and G, then to the 3rd fret, and on measure 3 we did the 2 mutes, but here we're going to go open D string on the downbeat of 4, and then on the and of 4 it's the D and G string, both open. And then we kind of do something similar we did at measure 4. We're going to come, we're going to do like what we did there. But now we're going to do it 3rd fret of the A in D string. And again, I'm just using my 1st and 2nd finger. I mean, you might want to use your thumb. I'm not 100% sure of how he's actually doing. I know he puts his thumb in there, but this is just kind of the way that I've adapted to do it to try to emulate that sound. We're going to hit that on beat 4, and then we're going to slide up to the 5th fret the same way we did before with that, like it's like almost like the last 16th note. And then we hit it again, and then the whole thing would just repeat. Alright, so there you have it, a really cool, finger style, the style of Mark Knopfler lick from the Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.